My name is Richard Rugarwe, the Managing Director of Topline Plan Limited. We at Topline decided to have some education service because if you may think about it, the more information that you have, the better you are going to be placed in the field of real estate, which we are involved in. Today's topic, we are going to talk about land. And by that we mean, if you are to purchase of a piece of land, what really comes to mind? Number one, I would say the most important aspect is deciding what is your intended purpose for the piece of land. Specifically talking about land in Kenya, they normally say that buy land, they don't make it anymore. Does that sound like something that is true? I can't remember a point in time where land was made, but it simply means that the population growth is continuing and that land is a limited resource. When you talk about the intended purpose, is this land for residential use? Is it for commercial/industrial use, or for agricultural purposes? The reason for which you want to buy land really dictates the places where you should go looking for this land to make sure that it meets its intended purpose. In Kenya, we have two types of land ownership that you can have. One is freehold, the other one is leasehold. Freehold, you can buy it and use it pretty much indefinitely. And leasehold, that piece of property will be good for use for 99 years. So, in doing your due diligence, find out what classification that the land falls into. That way, you can plan for the use without getting into legal problems. Second nugget is look at the growth index. This is particularly true when you're talking about residential and commercial real estate. Kenyan population has grown from about 42 million to about now 56 million plus within the last 10 years. By close estimate, annualized growth is about 1.9%. That means the next 10 years you're looking into much more higher population. Where are all these people going to live? Remember, the land that we have in Kenya is limited. And so the earliest that you position yourself and own a piece of land, the better you are. Simply because of factors of demand and supply. When all these people are going to inhabit this land, they have to live somewhere. So when you're talking about the population of people in real estate, what we also consider is the areas in which people are moving into. In Kenya, there is actually a shift from people moving from rural areas to urban centers, which has led to pretty much an explosion of population in and within the urban areas. Of course, it has come with its own advantages and its own huge disadvantages of overcrowded cities and people living in poverty in the cities. That is the vast majority of individuals. So when you're considering like a residential real estate where you're supposed to stay, look at all those factors combined and ask yourself, is it a place that is overpopulated with individuals? That actually has high likelihood of crime, because there are some crimes of poverty, as you know, is that murder, etc. So you must consider all those areas and see, am I really comfortable putting my money in this area? The other thing that you consider in terms of growth potential is actually looking into the future growth and development of the area. Remember, real estate is all about positioning yourself. If you buy in the right place at the right price, then eventually prices will increase in the future. And that's why shifts in demographics are very much important in actually positioning yourself. I know there are some people who have some few questions like, how did I actually come to get to this place? Let's talk about it. When you decide the purpose, do what we call site visit. That's actually when you put boots on the ground, because you need to look at the topography of the land. Make sure that it's not located in a flood zone. Make sure that this land is not riparian land or land that has government restrictions. Some land is earmarked for maybe future growth, future road may pass. All these are actually documents that a surveyor can help you find. And this, when you're doing site visit, I highly recommend that you carry your surveyor with you. Okay, he may ask for some few shillings here and there, but the amount of money you're going to spend on a good surveyor is money that is not wasted. Also think about accessibility. Is this land easily accessible? Is it somewhere that you can actually drive to, or you are going to ride on a donkey to get to a really remote place? And if you look at the road and the infrastructure, how many years would it take actually for roads to be built in this place? All those are things that you have considered. The other thing, especially, is so in terms of industrial, commercial, and residential, is how well is the area served with the infrastructure. Is it an area that has water? Does it have electricity? Is it an area that sewer systems has already been in place? All those are questions that you may think about. But because I don't want to hold you for too long, I'll give you a piece of advice. Given that I have been investing in real estate for many years, there are certain things that I know which are true. Always do not try to go to an area that's already developed. Prices will be sky high, and because the number of people who can afford those high prices are fewer, especially in the urban areas, try to locate somewhere in the sub-urban areas. That means, especially so, if it's accessible through the road networks. The prices may be a little bit cheaper. That means you don't spend as much money at your entry point. And because you have a bigger pool of buyers who can afford to buy in certain areas, then it means that in the future, your property may end up rewarding you more than those who may end up spending too much money going into an already developed area. And with that, next time, join us as because Topline is going to do another series, and this series is going to be how do you avoid the pitfalls? In other words, how do you avoid being conned by the con artists? Our work is to educate you, our work is to keep you informed, and if you like our videos, shoot us a message on Facebook and we'll be able to respond accordingly. Thank you so very much.